Hi guys, back with another video today, and this time it is the stay-at-home book tag, because right now we're all trying to stay at home, so let's capitalize on that and read. So I will tag the original creator of this tag in the description below because etiquette. The first question is laying in bed, a book you could have read in a day or that you did read in a day. I also need to preface this by saying that all of the books I'm going to answer, I think all of them, except for one maybe, are books that I've read while we've been in quarantine. So they're books I've read in the past 6 weeks or so. A book that I could have read in a day in the past 6 or 7 weeks was You Are Not Alone by Greer Hendricks. This is a thriller. I did not read it in one day. I have not read a book in a single day just because who has, I mean, I guess we do have time for that per se. Who has the attention span for that? So this book is a thriller. It's the first book by Greer Hendricks that I've read. It was very fast-paced and entertaining, but the ending was just as shocking as the whole book. So I felt like if I had a solid chunk of time where I could focus, I could have read that in a day. Number 2 is Snacking, a guilty pleasure book. Anything by Sophie Kinsella. She's such a lighthearted chick lit author that it's kind of good to escape a grim reality for a little while and read her books. So hers would be my guilty pleasure books. Number 3 is Netflix, a series you want to start. So this is one that I have not read during quarantine because I am not a series person. I just don't read series. I don't have enough brains to read book series because it requires memories. You have to keep up with specific characters from book to book, and that's just not my jam. Series are just not my thing. I know a lot of people like super long fantasy series, but I'm not into that. So if I had to answer this one, I would say rereading Harry Potter. I know a lot of people are doing that right now, or rewatching the movies, and I've only read the last 4 books once, so rereading those would be really fun. Number 4 is Deep Clean, been on your TBR for ages. For this one, I said Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid because it's super hyped up. Everybody loves the book, so I'm kind of skeptical. That's why it's been on my TBR for so long. And I'm not gonna buy it, and I'm sure the wait list to check it out from the library is 3 years long. So honestly, it's not looking too good for that book. I would like to read it. If somebody wants to give it to me, I'll give it a whirl, but I'm just not going out of my way to try and read that one. Maybe someday. Okay, next up is Animal Crossing, a book you recently read because of hype. And this was an easy answer. It was Open Book by Jessica Simpson. So good. I don't know anything about Jessica Simpson. I didn't. I do now. I know her life story now. We can be best friends. I know everything about her, but before I read this book, I was not a fan. I was not I didn't even know her story. But I read it because so many people were hyping it up, and it was amazing, which I will say I do love celebrity biographies. It's my one weakness in life, sue me. But celebrity biographies can be really entertaining, and it was just so vulnerable, but also entertaining because they're celebrities. Like, there are details in there that make their life so different from ours that it's just good escapism. So that is one book that definitely lives up to the hype, and I really recommend it. Okay, number 6 is Productivity, which is a book that you learned from or had an impact on you. So for this one, I chose Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. I think I talked about this one in another video, but this one really did have an impact on me. It was about a nanny and her charge and how they get into an altercation at a grocery store late one night, and somebody videos it. And basically this sends her on a path that she did not expect because she's unhappy with her nanny job, but the woman who is the mother of her charge is also unhappy, but for different reasons. And these two women have paths that are different on a surface level, but deep down they're insecure and unhappy with their lives. And so basically it's a very thought-provoking book because each chapter you think one of the women is in the right and one of them is in the wrong. But at the end of the book, you realize that people are not black and white, good or bad. It's subjective. Number 7 is FaceTime, a book you were gifted. I don't have an answer for this. I am not gifted books. I do not have friends and family that are that nice. So if you're looking to adopt, let me know. Self-care. What is one thing you have done recently to look after yourself? I'm assuming this means besides reading, because reading has definitely been a good form of self-care in these times. For a little while, it was hard for me to focus on a book, but now that I can focus, I've really enjoyed reading and plowing through some of my books as a form of self-care, but also, like the rest of America, taking walks. It's fun, it's exercise, it's good for you. So last but not least is a bonus question, which is actually my favorite question because it's asking to name a book that's coming out soon. So there are 2 books that are coming out in June that I am so excited for. They're by 2 of my favorite authors. The first one is 28 Summers by Ellen Hilderbrand. It comes out on June 11th, and I don't think it's a sequel. I should have done my research, but it doesn't matter because if Ellen Hilderbrand wrote it, I will read it. I don't care what it's about. So I am so excited for that one. Her books are the perfect beach reads, and it will be awesome to read in June. And then the next one is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. We all know I accidentally called Riley Sager a girl. I did not mean to. I am sorry. I didn't know, but now I know. He is coming out with a book on June 30th called Home Before Dark. Again, I don't know what it's about. I don't need to know what it's about. In fact, I'm purposely not going to read what it's about before it comes out because he is a thriller author, and I think I purposefully go out of my way not to read the synopsis of a thriller because it's just like going into that blind is way better than going into it knowing what the synopsis is, because then you can form an opinion about what you think is going to happen. So for Riley Sager, who is probably my favorite thriller author, I'm not going to read what it's about. I'm just going to trust that it's going to be amazing, and I'm very excited. So that was the stay-at-home book tag. Very fun questions, hopefully fun answers. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time with another video. Bye.